Proverbs 3, Phase 1. My son, do not forget my teaching, but let your heart keep my commandments. This tells us that wisdom requires internalization, retaining instruction in the heart, not just the mind. 2. For length of days and years of life and peace they will add to you. This is saying obedience to God's instruction produces tangible benefits, longevity and stability. 3. Do not let steadfast love and faithfulness leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. This teaches that loyalty and integrity should be constant companions, guiding every decision. 4. Then you will find favor and good success in the sight of God and man. This is saying that uprightness yields trust, respect, and blessing both spiritually and socially. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. This tells us that reliance on God, rather than self, is foundational for wise living. 6. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make straight your paths. This is saying that including God in every aspect of life directs and steadies your course. 7. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. This teaches humility and reverence guard against pride and moral failure. 8. It will be healing to your flesh and refreshment to your bones. This is saying that wisdom produces well-being, not just spiritually, but holistically. 9. Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the firstfruits of all your produce. This tells us that stewardship and gratitude reflect alignment with God's provision. 10. Then your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will be bursting with wine. This teaches that obedience to God's instruction results in abundance and security. 11. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline or be weary of His reproof. This is saying that correction is an expression of care and a pathway to growth. 12. For the Lord reproves him whom He loves, as a father the son in whom He delights. This teaches that discipline is evidence of relationship and intentional shaping. 13. Blessed is the one who finds wisdom and the one who gets understanding. This is saying that true value lies in acquiring discernment, not merely in wealth or status. 14. For the gain from it is better than gain from silver, and its profit better than gold. This teaches that wisdom's reward surpasses material wealth. 15. She is more precious than jewels. Nothing you desire can compare with her. This is saying that wisdom is supremely valuable, worth pursuit above all else. 16. Long life is in her right hand. In her left hand are riches and honor. This tells us that wisdom brings both practical and lasting benefit. 17. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. This teaches that wisdom's influence produces harmony, not chaos. 18. She is a tree of life to those who lay hold of her. Those who hold her fast are called blessed. This is saying that attachment to wisdom sustains life and well-being. 19. The Lord by wisdom founded the earth. By understanding He established the heavens. This teaches that wisdom is inherent in God's creation and order. By His knowledge the deeps broke open, and the clouds dropped down the dew. This is saying that God's providence flows through insight and understanding. My son, do not lose sight of these. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. This tells us that continual attention to wisdom and prudence is necessary. 22. And they will be life for your soul and adornment for your neck. This is saying that wisdom provides both inner vitality and external respect. 23. Then you will walk confidently on your way. Your foot will not stumble. This teaches that practical stability results from internalized instruction. For when you lie down, you will not be afraid. Your sleep will be sweet. This is saying that trust and peace accompany a life aligned with wisdom. 25. Do not be afraid of sudden terror or of the storm that strikes the wicked. This teaches that wisdom fosters courage in the face of danger. 26. For the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. This is saying that reliance on God provides protection and guidance. 27. Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due, when it is in your power to do it. This tells us that moral responsibility requires active care for others. 28. Do not say to your neighbor, "Go, and come again, tomorrow I will give it," when you have it with you. This teaches that timely action is essential in justice and mercy. 29. Do not devise evil against your neighbor who dwells trustingly beside you. This is saying that betrayal undermines community and trust. 30. Do not contend with a man without cause, if he has done you no harm. This teaches that unnecessary conflict is foolish and destructive. 31. Do not envy a man of violence and do not choose any of his ways. This is saying that a lure of wrongdoing is dangerous, even if superficially successful. 32. For the perverse person is an abomination to the Lord, but he is intimate with the upright. This teaches that God's favor follows moral alignment, not appearance. 33. The Lord's curse is on the house of the wicked, but he blesses the dwelling of the righteous. This is saying that spiritual alignment has real-world, lasting consequences. 34. Toward the scorners he is scornful, but to the humble he gives favor. This teaches that God's blessing is selective, favoring humility and rejecting arrogance. 35. The wise will inherit honor, but fools display their shame. This tells us that wisdom brings recognition and integrity, while folly exposes disgrace. Proverbs 3, Phase 2. Historical and Cultural Anchorings. Proverbs 3 reflects ancient Israelite society, where obedience, integrity, and reverence for God were foundational to family, community, and leadership. Instructions for honoring parents, pursuing wisdom, and avoiding evil were both moral and practical, guiding daily life in households, marketplaces, and civic spaces. The imagery of wealth, barns filled with plenty, and vats bursting with wine demonstrates tangible outcomes tied to faithful living. Trust in God and rejection of pride were not abstract ideals. They were essential for navigating societal challenges, avoiding harm, and sustaining stability in relationships and governance. Modern application. Today, Proverbs 3 continues to speak into personal, professional, and communal life. Trusting God over self-understanding applies to decision-making under uncertainty, career choices, financial stewardship, and moral dilemmas. Obedience to instruction, embracing correction, and valuing wisdom over instant gratification remains crucial in a culture dominated by information overload, influence, and temptation. Reverence for God shapes priorities, encourages ethical consistency, and provides confidence amid chaos. Abundance described in the chapter is not limited to material wealth. It includes peace, stability, and a life aligned with purpose and virtue. Linguistic anchorings. The Hebrew emphasizes cause and effect relationships. Trust yields direction, obedience yields blessing, folly yields harm. Recurrent poetic parallelism reinforces moral contrast, while words like homa, wisdom, musar, discipline, and yira, fear, reverence, convey relational and ethical dimensions. Proverbs 3 combines narrative instruction, poetic imagery, and metaphorical language, e.g. tree of life, right, left hand, straight paths, to encode wisdom in memorable, practical forms. The Veritas 365 translation renders these concepts in contemporary, accessible English while preserving original nuance and intensity. Theological anchorings. Theologically, the chapter emphasizes that wisdom, discipline, and trust are inseparable from reverence for God. God is portrayed as both the source of insight and the guarantor of protection for the faithful. Obedience and moral alignment are not optional. They carry tangible and eternal outcomes. The chapter reinforces that human effort is complemented by divine guidance, and that God's providence rewards reverence and punishes deviation. Prosperity, stability, and life are framed as both natural consequences and reflections of God's order. Key themes. Trust in God over self-reliance. Confidence grounded in divine guidance. Wisdom as practical and relational, integrated into decision-making and moral conduct. Discipline and correction, evidence of care and pathway to growth. Holistic blessing, material, emotional, and spiritual abundance. Moral consequences, alignment with God yields life. Rejection yields harm. Closing thought, Proverbs 3 teaches that wisdom is actionable, relational, and holistic. Reverence for God, obedience to instruction, and pursuit of understanding produce life, peace, and stability. The chapter challenges readers to embed wisdom into daily decisions, relationships, and priorities, trusting that God-directed living yields enduring fruit. Reflection prompts. Where in your life do you need to trust God rather than your own understanding? How can you internalize wisdom so it shapes daily decisions and actions? Are you embracing correction and discipline as pathways to growth? In what ways can you seek holistic abundance, spiritual, relational, and practical in your life today?